The following episode of The Kingdom of Isolation contains footage from the film being discussed. The footage is used solely for the purposes of education, commentary, and criticism under fair use. Please support the animators by watching this film on Disney Plus or home media where available. This episode also contains spoilers throughout.
Hello, my fellow Disney fans, and welcome to the Kingdom of Isolation, where in times of trouble, why not celebrate the magic of Disney? And today, we are concluding the Aladdin trilogy with Aladdin and the King of Thieves, released direct-to-video in 1996 in the States and 1997 here in the UK. This is how you round up an iconic film trilogy and franchise, even if the second film wasn't that great. Contrary to popular belief that this is actually the fourth feature-length Aladdin film, evidence pointing to this lies in the Aladdin TV series two-parter, Seems Like Old Crimes. This is the show's only multi-parter, in addition to this series finale film and the series pilot film or first sequel, The Return of Jafar. It's the show's only multi-parter, and it's also part of the Aladdin TV series, which isn't on Disney Plus yet. No idea when that's going to land. We're still waiting, Disney. We're still waiting. Even though it does technically qualify as a feature film, since it runs at roughly 44-45 minutes. This could be because it was still less than an hour long. Look, as long as the film is beyond 40 minutes, it counts as a feature-length film. Perhaps this two-parter had been packaged with its standard-length sequel, Destiny on Fire, serving as bridging material. It could have been released on home media or streaming as a three-parter, 66 to 67 minutes, and the threequel to the 1992 Disney Renaissance film. It was originally slated for a fall 1995 release, but got pushed back to the summer of 1996, so as not to clash with Toy Story, which came out Thanksgiving that year. The VHS sales were remarkably strong, and doing another Aladdin movie and or spin-off with one of the supporting characters was seriously discussed. But it never really came to fruition. Mainly believing that sales were not exceedingly strong to merit another, and did not want fans to get burnt out on the franchise. Maybe they should be taking notes right now because we're tired of the live-action remakes. On the subject of the VHS releases, though, this was the last VHS from this time period. In the UK to feature closing trailers, meaning after this film was released, we would no longer hear this before each film.
Stay tuned for news of great future releases from Disney Videos after this feature.
And that is John Sachs providing the voiceover for that. Now, upon its release, the film was accompanied by a marketing campaign of more than $70 million, with commercial tie-ins with McDonald's and General Mills. The first idea for this storyline involved a villain from the Aladdin TV series named Mosenrath. The plot would reveal that the hero and villain were brothers. However, according to one of the writers, everyone thought that they should steer away from the television show. That and the fact that they couldn't get in touch with Jonathan Brandis, the voice of Mosenrath, prompted writers to move on to another relative of Aladdin's, his father. The film is inspired by the tale of Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves from the 1001 Arabian Nights, replacing Ali Baba with Aladdin. Now, coincidentally, Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves had previously been name dropped by the genie in Friend Like Me in the original film. Anyway, Time for one final trip to Agrabah as we have a wedding to get ready for.
No way!
And the return of the late Robin Williams as the genie. You guys know the drinking game by now. If I say the late, insert actor's name here. Drink up. We all know the story of Robin's infamous fallout with Disney at this point, but let's run it again from the top. After a contract dispute with the Walt Disney Company over likeness rights, Robin Williams agreed to return for this film as the voice of the genie, reportedly for a $1 million salary, after he received an apology from Joe Roth for Disney reaching an agreement to not use his voice to merchandise products inspired by Aladdin. As a result, many of the ideas and gags that were not used in Aladdin could be retired in the making of this film, retried in the making of this film. Dan Castellaneta had actually recorded all the dialogue for the genie for this film, as he did with the previous sequel. But his recording session was not used when Williams agreed to reprise his role. This remains the only Aladdin film in the Aladdin trilogy in which the song Arabian Nights is not played at the beginning of the movie, unlike the original and Return of Jafar. Instead, it is played at the end of the movie. More on that later. First of 5 songs written for the film, and it certainly is a party here in Agrabah. We've also got Jim Cummings back as Raoul, the late Gilbert Gottfried as Iago. Now, I mentioned there's a wedding happening earlier, and that wedding involves Aladdin, voiced again by Scott Weinger, and Linda Larkin is back as Jasmine. There's also a vast improvement in the animation here compared to Return of Jafar. Top right of your screen if you want to check that. So that's
Everybody's happy.
What could possibly go wrong?
There's a party here in Agrabah, and we're gonna rob 'em blind.
well. There's your 40 Thieves, led by Kassim, voiced by John Rhys Davies. Now, John's been in the Indiana Jones franchise. He's been part of Lord of the Rings. He's been in Sahara. He was in The Living Daylights. He was in Cats Don't Dance. Merwin Ford provided the singing voice for Kassim. Pretty much everyone is at the wedding, aside from the bride, which is to be expected. You need them to be turning up late. I'm going to say about 20 minutes. Give it about 20 minutes before the bride arrives. So, yeah. But Aladdin's not there either. Instead, he's getting a dagger at his at where his old home used to be, and it's a dagger that belongs to his father, who Aladdin claims has been dead for a long time, and that he never knew him. It's not just the songs that makes this way more memorable than Return of Jafar, but it's the film score as well, provided by Carl Johnson, and it's completely original and not recycled like its predecessor. While it's not as iconic as the original film, the score does hold a special place in my heart. Now, there was a minor thing here I picked up on, and it's a small continuity error, but it's something minor, but you expect that with direct-to-video sequels. They've got limited budgets. They're bound to make continuity errors at some point. Genie's tux goes from black in one shot to blue in the next, and then goes back to black.
Ah, you know I feel it. That's enough.
Well, Aladdin makes it to the wedding, and we get introduced to the 40 Thieves. So, here we go. Clyde Kusatsu voices the Asian thief. Jeff Bennett is back, voicing the fat thief this time. Jeff's got a very extensive voice acting resume. These include Land Before Time, Gargoyles, Joseph King of Dreams, Scooby-Doo and the Alien Invaders, and a number of the Disney Toon Studios films. Is he a Disney legend? Let me know in the comments. On the subject of Disney legends, we've got Corey Burton, who's provided this voice for the Kingdom Hearts franchise. He voices Hakim, one of Razul's fellow guards. And we've also got Mr. Nations of the World, Rob Paulson, voicing Umi. And then we get to the main villain, Saluk, voiced by Jerry Orbach, who was last seen, checks notes, 4 years ago, here in the Kingdom of Isolation, voicing our favorite candelabra, Lumia.
And your name is? I'm Thor. You're Thor? Well, it hurts.
Comedy gold as always. Sadira from Aladdin can be seen as a guest at Aladdin Jasmine's wedding. Well, now Sir Sean Connery, rest in peace, was originally cast as Cassim, but scheduling conflicts with another film forced him to drop out of the role. Now, I'm assuming, I might be wrong on this one, that it would have been The Rock, the one that stars Nicolas Cage and Ed Harris, and you've got Sean and Nick trying to break into Alcatraz. And how did they try to break into Alcatraz? By getting help from the only person that managed to get out. Cassim's appearance was based on Connery's, rather than that of the voice actor who replaced him, John Rhys Davies. The wedding is underway, all while the film score carries the scene beautifully. Everything from the Sultan being brought in, voiced in by Val Betten, and then Jasmine arrives. Princess is an understatement. And Aladdin's reaction pretty much said it all.
Wow. Oh, yeah!
And the thieves decide to gate crash the party, and Genie gives us something I still don't quite understand. Oh, wait, hang on. Never mind. 28 years later, and and now I know what it means.
Let me be the point man.
I thought the Earth wasn't supposed to move until the honeymoon.
And yeah, you all know exactly what it means as well. Now, out of everything the thieves steal, the Oracle is the big prize thereafter. The Oracle is voiced by CCH Pounder, who's also been part of the Avatar franchise. Sadly, no cabbages to be found, only the Na'vi. Oracle then informs Aladdin that his father is alive.
What a twist!
Oh, been a while since we've used that one.
Good birdie. Holly want a little...
Say cracker and I let you have it on principle!
Well, we had to go back to the original somewhere. The next song, Out of Thin Air, is probably my personal favourite song of the entire film. It sees Brad Kane back as the singing voice for Aladdin and Liz Calloway back for Jasmine's singing voice. As I said, this is my favourite song of the film. In the first movie, Aladdin makes a wish to become a prince. It's his first wish of 3. He ultimately gets his wish in this movie, since Aladdin's father is the King of Thieves. And that would make Aladdin the Prince of Thieves as well. Which we'll see that later. While the story is clearly inspired by Alibaba Thieves, Alibaba is never actually mentioned or referenced. However, in the original Tale of 1001 Nights, Alibaba had a brother named Cassim. So you can see the information there. Another thing to bring up regarding the Oracle, you only get one question. One question, one answer. The rule of one, they call it. So you gotta make it count. One small side note regarding Jasmine's outfit. Her blue outfit will always be iconic, and it's one of the reasons why I developed a crush on Jasmine to begin with, and Ariel wasn't too far behind. But the pink outfit she has here is also up there as one of my favorites. FBI, open up! Hey, let me have this one! Aladdin goes to find his father while Jasmine waits back at the palace, being consoled by Genie, where the dialogue was improvised by Robin Williams alongside a few references to other Disney films, including, for some reason, Jessica Rabbit? Well, Touchstone, one of Disney's subsidiaries, did make Who Framed Roger Rabbit after all. Among the genie's many transformations is an old grandmotherly woman, clearly Mrs. Doubtfire, and you can actually hear the voice as well. The title character played by Williams in the titular film. The character originated as Andy Kaufman's grandmother at his famous Carnegie Hall show, and was adapted for the movie. I will get to both films eventually. Aladdin gets into the Thieves' lair, where he has to face Saluk, Intense music, a battle worthy of being the final showdown. The visuals, yeah, it all adds up. Saluk is defeated, and Aladdin takes his place in the 40 Thieves and being welcomed in song form. Welcome to the 40 Thieves. Saluk is in fact still alive after wrestling Jaws out of the water. Did he also have to wrestle Chuck Norris, who was riding a shark just as big as Jaws?
Chuck Norris, riding a shark just as big as Jaws!
So, another question. How did the thieves get into the lair earlier?
Open sesame!
That's how. Aladdin and Cassim spend time together where Cassim reveals the ultimate treasure he's after, the Hand of Midas. Those who know about this knows what happens when you touch the hand. Yes, that is a very terrifying way to go.
I wanted a father. I still do. Come to my wedding. This time, you have an invitation.
Meanwhile, thousands of miles away.
Saluk finds Razul and gives him the password to the lair of thieves and to try and get Cassim. Back at the palace, Aladdin introduces Genie to his dad, leading to absolute comedy gold.
Come on, boys, follow me! Cavalry,
A bit overboard, if you ask me. The next song, As Father and Son, is pretty wholesome, if you ask me. Love the jazz vibes again as well. Saluk sells the thieves out, having them locked up, but no luck finding Cassim. Sentencing won't be able to take place until after the wedding. Saluk is
Absolutely livid.
that Aladdin didn't get caught with the others, leading to Razul questioning what the significance of Aladdin's connection to the 40 Thieves is.
Because his father is the king of thieves!
Leading to the guards capturing Cassim and putting him into the dungeon for life after trying to take the oracle. Old habits die hard, I guess. Aladdin breaks him out, leading to him dressing as the king of thieves.
I want him, dead or alive.
So I'm a cowboy, on a steel horse I ride, and I want it, dead or alive. I'm wanted, dead or alive. Razul catches Aladdin only for Cassim to escape Agrabah with him.
I won't walk out on Jasmine.
Back at the lair, Saluk gives us the final song of the film. Yes, I'm not including Arabian Nights. That's a given. It'll be in the film. Are you in or out? Banding together the remainder of Thieves alongside a reference to Little Big Man.
It is a good day to die.
Or to come back from the dead.
A villain song that rallies the remaining thieves. I can get on board with that. They then turn their back on Cassim, forcing him to take them to the Hand of Midas. Iago flies back to the palace where Aladdin is interrogated by the Sultan and Razul. The latter has always had a grudge against Aladdin. Despite this, Sultan forgives Aladdin and starts preparing the wedding at last.
Show me the way.
May I present to you Ugandan Knuckles? He always knows the way. Dawn breaks and the Vanishing Isle appears, revealing where the Hand of Midas is. It doesn't take long for the island to start sinking, but not before Aladdin and Cassim find the Hand of Midas with Saluk hot on their heels. Aladdin tosses the hand to Cassim, leading to a triumphant declaration.
The Hand of Midas!
We see everything around them turn to gold. Cassim did catch the hand in his cloak before Saluk is about to go face to face with Aladdin. Cassim tosses the Hand of Midas. Saluk catches it, only for this to happen.
No!
What was it I said earlier? Yes. That is a very terrifying way to go. Yeah, confirmed right here. They escape. Jasmine gets the duo with the help of carpet and they all get back to the palace for the wedding. This, for me, is one of my favorite endings in all of animation. Yeah, shocking, right? Yeah, a direct-to-video sequel is one of my favorite endings in all of animation. The culmination of everything they've been through throughout the 3 films and TV series, which still isn't on Disney Plus yet. The music adding to the triumph of the moment, and a very satisfying end to the trilogy. We get one more rendition of Arabian Nights as we end the film with Aladdin and Jasmine on the magic carpet as Iago and Kasim ride off over the sands and beyond the horizon. The final verse of Arabian Nights that plays at the end of the movie was originally written by the late Howard Ashman as the final song for the first Aladdin movie, but they decided to settle for a whole new world for the first film instead, which I just feel it works better in my opinion.
Wait a minute. We're not getting out of here, man! We're not getting out of here! Don't you understand it, man? This is it! Game's over, man!
And a little post-credit treat there for us. Now, there's a reason I've watched this movie more than Return of Jafar, but I will always enjoy the original. It's a classic for a reason. Now, on to the scores. The story earns an 8 out of 10 because it masterfully ties together the threads woven throughout the trilogy, providing a sense of closure and progression for the characters. The pacing keeps the viewer keeps us engaged, balancing action, emotion, and humor deftly as well. While there are moments of predictability and some plot devices rely on established tropes, the emotional payoff and the resonance of the series' core themes shine through. The stakes feel genuinely high with the introduction of the Hand of Midas, and the final moments capture the magic and heart that made the saga memorable, made the franchise, I should say, memorable to begin with. This rewarding culmination, coupled with memorable music and character arcs, sets it just shy of perfection, but solidly above average. The characters also receive an 8 out of 10 because throughout the trilogy, each has grown in meaningful ways without losing the essence that made them so beloved in the original. Aladdin continues to evolve from a street-smart dreamer into a hero defined by selflessness and maturity, while Jasmine shines as an intelligent and compassionate partner who stands firmly beside him. Supporting characters like Kasim and Iago add layers of complexity and humor, enriching the narrative and driving both conflict and resolution. Although a few secondary personalities remain tethered to familiar stereotypes, the central cast is given an ample opportunity to mature and reveal new facets of their personalities. Their interactions, motivations, and emotional journeys feel authentic, making their triumphs and setbacks resonate deeply with us and elevating the ensemble well above the ordinary. The visuals earn a 7 out of 10 as they strike a commendable balance between nostalgia and technical competence, yet fall short of the dazzling highs reached by the original film. While the animation maintains a vibrant color palette and dynamic character designs that defined the series, certain sequences reveal the limitations of a direct-to-video production. Backgrounds, though often evocative, can occasionally feel static or less detailed compared to the theatrical predecessor. And some of the action scenes lack the fluidity and grandeur that made the first film visually iconic. Despite these shortcomings, the first film successfully captures the signature style of Agrabah and the magic of the world, offering enough spectacle to keep us engaged. The character animation remains expressive, and key set pieces like the thrilling carpet chases and luminous palace scenes retain a sense of wonder. However, the overall quality is uneven, with moments of brilliance offset by stretches that feel rushed or less inspired. As a result, while the visuals contribute positively to the experience and uphold the trilogy's aesthetic, they ultimately land just below the standard set by their illustrious beginnings. The soundtrack earns a 9 out of 10, standing as one of the film's most triumphant achievements. It not only revisits beloved musical themes, but also weaves them seamlessly into the tapestry of the narrative. The Return of Arabian Nights, in its final poignant rendition, creates a powerful sense of closure that resonates long after the credits roll. While the score throughout the film heightens the drama, underscores humor, and amplifies moments of wonder, original compositions and reprises feel purposeful, echoing the characters' journeys and the trilogy's central motifs. Each song is thoughtfully placed, often reflecting the emotional beats of the story. Whether it's the sweeping romance of Aladdin and Jasmine with Out of Thin Air, the daring escapades across Agrabah, or the nuanced, bittersweet farewells. The orchestration is lush, breathing new life into familiar melodies that, while introducing fresh arrangements that never feel out of place. Particularly notable is how the soundtrack honors the legacy of the late songwriter Howard Ashman, whose influence is present in both lyrical wit and melodic sophistication. The music evokes both nostalgia and discovery, rewarding longtime fans while inviting new listeners into the magic. While there are a few moments that don't quite reach the iconic heights of the original, the overall execution is masterful, making the soundtrack a nearly perfect companion to the trilogy's grand finale. And now, the legacy. We got $257 million in sales, making it one of the highest grossing direct-to-video films of all time, ranking it at number 3 in regards to the Disney sequels, behind The Return of Jafar and Simba's Pride. Only 33% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is a real shame. It did win an Annie for Best Home Video Production, and the music got nominated as well, losing out to Cats Don't Dance. Aladdin also crossed over with Hercules for an episode of the Hercules series, which also isn't on Disney Plus, which I'm also waiting on coming to Disney Plus, for Hercules and the Arabian Night. The legacy earns overall an 8 out of 10, because the film manages to honor its origins while carving out its own place within the Aladdin franchise. It thoughtfully wraps up long-standing character arcs, delivers memorable set pieces, and pays homage to the themes and spirit that made the original so enduring. Although it doesn't quite reach the groundbreaking status of the original, it succeeds in leaving a lasting impression, one of heartfelt nostalgia mixed with genuine growth. The film's influence is felt among fans who appreciate its willingness to take creative risks and bring closure to beloved storylines. Ultimately, while there are aspects that might not carry the same cultural impact as the initial classic, its celebration of the trilogy's journey and the affection it inspires in its audience warrants a score that reflects both respect and affection for its contribution to the franchise's enduring appeal. Now, the story, so overall, the score is 80%. Same as DuckTales. So, but what I did is I would put Aladdin above DuckTales. And I'm not just doing that for nostalgia reasons. The score encapsulates the film's ability to deliver satisfying closure, memorable moments, and artistic achievements, while recognizing that certain elements fall short of the original's groundbreaking status. The 80%, it does honor both the film's considerable strengths and its few notable shortcomings, marking it as a standout but not quite perfect entry in the Aladdin franchise. Now, as I mentioned, it is joint with DuckTales on the scoreboard, but I will put it above it if I were ranking them properly. Now, I'd highly recommend checking this out. It is a very satisfying end to the Aladdin trilogy. And that is us for today, covering Aladdin and the King of Thieves here in the Kingdom of Isolation. If you enjoyed this episode, hit the thumbs up. And if you want to be part of the Kingdom of Isolation yourself, hit the subscribe button down at the bottom, click the bell, turn on notifications so you don't miss when an episode goes live. The next film we're going to cover in the Disney Toon Studios films is another one of my all-time personal favorites. Winnie the Pooh's Most Grand Adventure also known as
Poe's Grand Adventure, The Search for Christopher Robin.
But until then, make each moment count, and I'll see you guys next time in the Kingdom of Isolation.